All right, everyone is back. Everyone is ready. Hot and fresh games coming in on the scene. Once again, we got Amethyst versus the Lotus League Hit Squad. Fans are underway. Now, the Lotus Squad might do something special for this game one. We're gonna have to wait and see. Well, as usual, there's the Mega Bands. Mega Gyarados, Mega Charizard Y. Probably another Mega for the last band. Not Glaceon, makes sense. Back on DMs is Psyduck, Umbreon, and Mimikyu. DF's opening up with Mega Lucario. And that special thing I warned about's happening. I see one, count them, two tanks. I wonder what else they'll pick. Amethyst is gonna go with Mr. Mime, and let's see what else. Another support? Double support? Yeah, let's do it. Mime and Alcremie. Let's see, I wonder what else Amethyst will, Lotus will go with. Hey, look! Another defender! Hey, look! A fourth defender! I wonder what else they'll pick! Back to Amethyst. They're like, whoa, wait, hold on. We're gonna need more firepower. Give me Latios. I want Draco Meteor stat. Give me Venusaur. I want Solar Beams right to the heart of the enemy. This can't continue. They have to be stopped. Last pick. Let's see what they'll go with. It could be just a random Tinkaton. It could be an attacker. It could be an all-around. We don't know what we're gonna get. Now, I don't know who we're gonna get. Who's gonna be the last one? It is Tinkaton. Tinkaton and his band of merry men. All right, we got DS Amethyst. We got an all-around and a Lucario, backed up by two supports and two attackers. And the most well-pocketed Tinkaton you have ever seen in this universe. Tinkatank. Let's rock. And nobody getting in. Now, there is one thing they really have to watch out for outside of, the Solar Beaming Venusaur is don't let that Latios get a lot of stacks. It's probably going to be running Draco Meteor. Try not to congregate too hard on the Vaporeon. You know what would make this even better? They do a 4-man invade with the defenders. That will shake things up. This is about to be a very interesting game. Alcremie, Lucario at the top, Mr. Mime and Bulbasaur at the bottom. Latios is the jungler, at least for the first rotation. And we got Defender A, B, C, and D heading to the respective lanes. And we got Squirtle as the jungler. Back down at the bottom. DFs has the better secure, but obviously Lotus has the better bulk. Back at the top. and need Tinkaton to get as much stacks as possible. And it's going to be able to get it, given its composition it's a part of. We have the Trevenant passive proccing, sustaining itself. Tinkaton's going for stacks. But here comes the jungler coming in. That is Dragon Pulse Latios. Well, we'll get the stacks regardless. That should be the most stacked Latios in history. If that Lotus does not have at least 200 stacks by Kyogre fight, that's a problem. Honestly, keep attacking that pad. What else are you gonna do? Farm? That takes too long. Back at the bottom. We need a level 4 Crustle ASAP. That Ivysaur is running over there. That Ivysaur is level 5 along with the Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime pushing the farm away. Making sure Ivysaur can get the easy secure. There's that Sludge Bomb. That's going to be a problem. Sludge Bomb, Soul Beam is going to be a problem very soon. Here comes Mr. Latios coming down to get its stacks. That Vaporeon got stuck on the wall and the Sludge Bomb. It's going nowhere. And down goes Crustle. Back at the top. That's going to be a KO'd. Oh, wait. Trevenant's not quite done yet. Trying to get whatever farm it can get. And it just squeezed in a ball toy. Back at the bottom again. The jungler is ready. It's a Blastoise, but Blastoise cannot surf through walls. Well, we see that Latios has at least 25 stacks. And you know that because of the extra balls surrounding the Dragon Pulse. Whoa. That Mr. Mime got taken for a ride. Oh my. That is scary. And Solar Beam. And stuck on the wall again. You gotta be careful of those. Here comes another serve. Hey, come here, you. He missed the Solar Beam. That's a KO on the Venusaur. Trying to back up. Ubi can't quite get out of it. It's just he took way too much damage. Fran's just there with a curse, and he's gonna get ulted for his troubles. That's a snipe. That's a KO. Oh no. This luster purging, dragon pulsing Latios is getting fed. This lot should have at least, that looks like about at least 50 stacks there. And the Reign of Terror is just beginning. Blastoise is doing all that he can. But who's jungler if Blastoise is down here? There's another wall. No thirst for you. The secure for Latios, well, the score for Latios, 34 points. That's a decent overcap. And the secure for Lucario. That's close combating away. You can't see me if I'm already punching you. There's the stuff from the Cursed Trevenant. Now's the time to capitalize on Lucario. He's gonna have to bail out. He almost got walled in from Brock Tomb, but there's the ult from Venusaur. Huge ult. That goal is defenseless. You're gonna have to let that one go. 40 points for Lucario. Blastoise needs to have been level 9 about a minute ago. There's another wall, and that means there's no more search, but Blastoise has another target. This Latios. I believe Latios has at least 75 stacks. That's a lot of extra damage that he's getting. There's the ult, but it whiffs. Oh, close combat combo finish. That's a down pad. It's getting pretty bad here. This tank needs to. I don't know what they can do. But there's that Blastoise. That's a huge pickup on the Latios. That Latios was a problem. Another KO for Crustle, but it is what it is. Surf that Mr. Mime. He just whiffed. He just missed. And a boosted attack KOs Mr. Mime. Blaster's gonna have to back up towards the Vaporeon here for the Aqua Wing heal. He just whiffed that Venusaur ult there, but he has the right idea. These Solar Beams are really starting to hurt. There is no body blocking the Latios ult. You're just making it worse. There's a Lux Purge and a triple KO from Latios. Latios should have about 100 stacks around now, and it only gets worse from here. The Lotus hit squad is regrouping as we speak. All of them heading to the top lane. Tinkaton is level 10 now, on decent pace. Tinkaton needs to get more stacks and needs to get more levels. But it's hard out here. It is definitely hard. Honestly, I would have liked to see a rapid spin water spout Blastoise to have more pressure from different angles. And there is the ult from, well, the Solar Beam from Venusaur for the secure. And it's ulting. Oh, that should be a done Venusaur. Wait, they're gonna have to back up. They're gonna have to get Mr. Mime here. These defenders are just taking too much damage. Another KO on the Vaporeon. And the 6-man in Regieleki's heading down, zapping down Tinkatank. Crustle just getting out of there by the skin of its teeth. There comes the Lucario ulting at the 240 mark. He will be able to get that back if he just farms a bit. And KOing enemy Pokemon counts as farming. When conditions online, it looks like they're fighting for it. That should be a KO. Yep, KO on Lucario. That's a big pick. One of them is down for like 25 seconds. You just have to push now. You just have to push. Force a team fight. You gotta get in there right now. And not like that. And this is just stalling for time here. Oh, someone got walled in. Oh, no, they're backing up here. You can't congregate either. Venusaur's just gonna have a field day. Blastoise is working its way in. Has an ult, but he's getting walled out. Trevenant has a huge horn leash, but there's absolutely no follow-up. That's not good. That's a KO Trevenant. There's a miscommunication there. Pikachu trying to get a big KO, but there's the Mime ult. Down goes Tinkatank. Their main form of DPS. Next on a chopping block is Blastoise, and now followed by Crustle. Meme team gets a meme result. And now for Amethyst's rebuttal. That is a lot of damage on Trevenant. Oh, it's getting lasered down. We have 4 defenders holding the line, doing the best that they can. Down goes Vaporeon. Crustle got a good Rock Tomb Stealth Rock combo. I saw a Rumble Rouser combo, but it just can't quite finish. Trevenant is next. He got Sludge Bombed in. Eject from the Venusaur. There's another Solar Beam. There's Tinkatank. He only's got 1 hammer for 5 people. That's just not enough. And there goes Vaporeon all by herself, doing the best that she can. This game 1 is all but done here. And that should wrap it up. Game 1 goes to DF's Amethyst. All right, 9-16 to 28. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yep, these numbers also sound about right. Nothing but moving targets that can't really fight back by themselves. Let's just move over to the next game. What will the Lotus Squad hit with them next? All right, the Lotus Squad will go first pick on Groudon. All right, we're gonna give both teams about a minute here, but I suppose they don't need that long. Amethyst is ready to go. And so is the Lotus Squad. Let's begin. Moving on to game 2 here. Well, at this point, the picks really don't matter too much from the Lotus Squad, do they? But I am interested to see what they want to meme with next. Everyone's just having fun here. You love to see it. We just need a break from all this serious unite, you know what I mean? People play games for fun. Let's have some fun. Gonna be banning Snorlax. That's an interesting first ban there. What are they up to? Next ban is going to be the Mega Charizard Y, followed by a Mega Gyarados. Afterwards, it's going to be a Psyduck, followed by a Mega Lucario. Makes sense to me. Analyzing on the Blastoise. Though they dealt with Blastoise well. Anytime Blastoise wanted to surf, there was always a Mind Ball like right there for it. Blocking it out from good targets. We have a Broken Soul from the Lotus Squad. Opening up with a Crustle pick. Crustle is a good defender. Let's see who could play off this Crustle. All right, we have Hoopa and Umbreon, a support and a half, followed by more defenders from the Lotus Squad in Vaporeon. And it looks like Paladin's going to go with an all-arounder pick. Let's see what it lands on. They are gonna land on Serena as their all-arounder pick. I wonder if the Lotus Squad's going to add in more defenders or they're going to bounce off the composition. Either way, I'm excited to see what they come up with. Back on Amethyst's side, they're going to be having Darkrai and another all-arounder for DFs and Garchomp. Next picks for the Lotus Squad is going to be an attacker this time around. Oh, what's this? 2 attackers. 2 attackers, 2 defenders, and an all-arounder. Oh, this is a cool pick. It's a cool comp. Umi on Delphox and Hydro on Mewtwo Y. That team looks cool. Gonna have Bells from Amethyst finalizing on a Speedster to deal with the extra attack power that Lotus has now possessed. I do believe that is a Scyther. Could be a Scizor though, you never know. Preparations are just about finished here. And it looks like we can finally get started. Match 2 in this fun set. Or game 2 in this fun set, sorry. All right, game 2 is starting. Hoopa and Gibble heading towards the top. I wouldn't want to get close to that. Gibble's gonna chomp right at you very quickly. Back at the bottom, we have Umbreon and we have Darkrai going up against Crustle and a Fennekin. Oh, that's not a too powerful of a lane. They're going right into it. Back at the top, we have Serena getting the stacks in. Right in front of the Gibble, which is what they don't want to be. Bitcoin left alone on an island there to fight that. Good luck to you, mate. Mewtwo slowly but surely getting their levels in. Gonna become level 5 pretty soon. Russell's gonna become level 4 very soon. Both junglers are rotating towards bottom. We have Scyther versus Mewtwo. Scyther taking aggressive positioning, getting boxed in by the walls. Mewtwo side-striking the wrong target. Missed up a huge follow-up on Scyther. Scyther going in. And oh, that's gonna cost him. KO on the Delphox. No, they gotta pick up on Umbreon at least. Back at the top, Gibble's about to become Gibbite. Securing that objective by itself. That Hydro Move doesn't hurt quite what it used to, so I can't quite secure those Zatus. Gonna have Gibbite, Dragon rushing his way back towards its side. This Delphox needs to reach level 6 quick. This is a dangerous composition to fight against at the bottom. It's just constantly disadvantaged. Back over here towards center, we have Hoopa at a place where it shouldn't be, but it's providing vision for its team. Umbreon is heading Vaporeon is heading towards the top, keeping Garchomp out. Back at the bottom. Just missed that Rock Tomb to box it in. Mewtwo's heading towards center to start ripping this objective. Scyther getting some extra farm. Level 7 is working its way in. Flashing through the wall. Can it get this secure? Yes, it can. Heading back towards the top and bush camping. Wasn't able to get a big pickup, but it has level 8. Down goes Serena. And now the balance is broken. Mewtwo is trying to get a side strike on a good target. Down goes Defender on Defender Violence. Umbreon beating Vaporeon there. Scyther scoping it out, waiting for an overextension from the Mewtwo. Waiting for it to go for the objective. Mewtwo is backing up from the Umbreon, which is spacing it out. Mewtwo now has its ult. Sorry, it's Mega Form. It's gonna have to blast in, but nope, they secured Regirock. Mewtwo trying to be eventful with its Mega Gauge that's about to run out. It looks like that's the end of it. At the bottom, we have Darkrai playing Whack-A-Mole with Crustle over here. That is a one-sided game. Garchomp working towards its level 9 there. Back at the bottom, more Whack-A-Mole from Darkrai. Oh, wait, wow. What's happening to Hoop over there? Looks like Hoopa has control again. Heading back to top lane, trying to back up this Garchomp. Garchomp solely needs it. With a Dragon Rush out of there. There's the Hyperspace ult, but can it take it? No, it's time to ult. KO on the Serena. But it ulted back towards the enemy team. Meanwhile, down bottom, we have Scyther slashing away at the Crystal. Unimpeded. Not enough damage to help it out there. KO's all around for Amethyst. This is a much more competitive set here from the Lotus squad. Having a small difficulty with the controller. I'm going to attempt a controller switch. One moment, please. Double KO for the Garchomp here. Amethyst is retaking control of this game. Garchomp's trying to get more of the enemy jungle. And it will have it. Scyther is doing the same, heading back to its own jungle. Umbreon's going to head towards the hole, but it gets far spun right out of it. KO on Umbreon. Meanwhile, we have Hoopa headed back down to the bottom lane. Let's see if we can help out this Garchomp. Both teams are getting ready to deal with this upcoming Reggie. Crystal at level 9, a bit far behind. Trying to defer pressure, but it's all alone there. They can't quite do it. Well, Garchomp wasn't able to get that score in, but looks like they're going to have to bail. That's a lot of damage on Umbreon. Had to be a KO. Scyther's taking up the charge here. Going against that Mewtwo Y. It's going to ult to get in and sustain itself with itself. Couldn't quite get the follow-up on Mewtwo, but it's going to go after Delphox next, and it gets KO'd. Good KO from Umi. He's doing well this game. Now we have Garchomp all by itself at the top. Meanwhile, there's going to be a team fight at the bottom. This might be the raid fight if this continues any longer. Yep, DF chasing them out of the area. Russell goes down. It is 210. We're about to have a Groudon fight. All right. Time to see what both teams got. They have a level 15 Scyther waiting in the back wings for vision here. Garchomp's looking for a back cap. Now we have Delphox holding down the center back line. Activating a Fire Spin. Getting general idea where the team is. Down should go Umbreon. Yep, that was a quick one. Garchomp not quite going for a back cap yet. Looks like he's going to have to start heading in. Delphox playing its life very well, trying to get a KO on the Scyther, but it gets KO'd itself by Hoopa. Garchomp finally coming in for cleanup, taking the Hoopa portal, and it's time to ult here. You don't want to get stun locked here, you gotta clean up here. KO on the Mewtwo. It's time to rip this Groudon. And with no secure, oh no, not yet. It's in the lead, it doesn't quite need to rip. Looks like they're just gonna stick with a team fight here. And a KO on Vaporeon. Oh, The Lotus squad is back for a refight. And Garchomp's finally going for her ult. That leaves Lotus team with very little option. And Delphox gets ulted by Darkrai with no chance of escape. Garchomp coming back in to inspect. Trying to see what it can pick up. It's just acting as a distraction at this point. Yep. That should be a game 2 for the DF's Amethyst. Though a much more competitive set from the Lotus squad. Anna secure for good measure from Groudon. Final score is 282 to 159. Amethyst's favor. Low scoring game, but a win is a win. MVP is going to go to Guja here, the Garchomp. 9 KOs, 3 assists, 126 points scored, and an 85 overall rating. This Garchomp definitely played very well in this game. Had a strong early start, and it snowballed from there. Bit of a tiny bit low damage-wise from both teams, but that's how evenly matched this game was. Heading on to game 3. Potentially the last game for the Lotus squad. It will start momentarily. All right, I am back. And same as before, the Lotus squad will take first pick, and they will choose to remain on Groudon. Both teams are ready. Let's start. Mega ban for both teams. And Charwai, Lucario, and Gyarados. Everyone's pretty much sick of the Mega Meta, which hasn't stopped. Ever since the Mega stole Christmas, they've been going strong. We got Paladin from the Lotus squad, opting for a defender pick perhaps, or will this person leverage the choice for first pick? Looks like we're gonna have Umi on her Umbreon. She'll be taking control of the front line. But don't relax yet. On DF's Amethyst, we have a defender of our own. and Mamoswine, followed by a Sniper and Inteleon towards the back. But wait, we're gonna have some legendaries. We're gonna have Zacian, followed by a Miraidon. Oh wait, actually it's gonna be a Speedster of some sort. And looks like it's gonna be Talonflame. Good answer towards the Inteleon. Gonna have that followed by a Machamp. Machamp can submission Zacian right out of its ult. Zacian's ult is no longer unstoppable, it's now only hindrance resistant. After that, we're gonna have Blissey for Amethyst, and it looks like we're gonna have Slowbro and Miraidon for Lotus team. Final pick goes to DFs, and they're gonna hone in on, let's see here, actually. I would like to see a Speedster from this team to balance it out. No, wait, Phalanx, I'm about it. Aww. Sterilage is actually a better pick, but it would have been cool to see Phalanx. That mon doesn't get enough love. Well, this is going to be the last game unless the Lotus team steps it up here. I want to see more games. Final preparations is happening here. Both teams have a balanced composition across the board. This could be anyone's game. If the last game was anything to tell, it's becoming more competitive. First game was kind of a throwaway game to keep the mood light. I respect that. It has begun, and there's an eject button. Okay, interesting choice. Having Zacian and Umbreon heading towards the top. Zacian only has 4 points. That's a bit of a flub there. Could I let Zacian have 5? But that piece is secured by Umbreon. Next should be actually Machoke. Sorry, Machop. He's alone on an island here. He's gonna have to bulk up to get out of there and will not be stopped. But Zacian does not care, using its auto attacks to close the distance. Zacian getting a lot of points and getting its levels. But we have Ceruledge here to contest for this farm. Back at the bottom, we have Mamoswine a little bit low here. It's going to be hard for it to compete against the farm. And there it is. Lotus team is making its move. And oh, Mamoswine's playing its life really well. And that's a KO right there. Hydra going in and getting another KO on the Sobble. Back at the top, things are pretty much stalemating. Ceruledge getting some extra experience right here. Becoming level 6. Going for a counter invade. No one's home right now. And it was secured by the Talonflame. But that's a mismatch right now. Talonflame can't beat this mon yet. Oh, they're going to leave this Ceruledge alone. They don't really have a choice here. They have to go back to the lane and get their own farm. They have their own problems. Ceruledge is level 7 here. You should be able to take the both of them on, especially if he gets damage on the jungler here. Yep. There that goes. And now they have to pay attention to the Ceruledge. There's the Phantom Force, and there's the Berry, and there it goes. Station lying in wait. It's actually going to back off here. They have Mamo all by itself. They're whiffing the Ice Fang. Taylor's getting KO'd by the Paladin Zacian, and it keeps going in, and there's another KO. There's just BlizzCF, and it got put in timeout by the Mean Look. Lotus team coming to life here. We have Choke going in for some reason, and they got KO'd. Well, it looks like the Lotus team is in it to win it for this game 3. Now they have the 6-man and Reggie Lakey walking his way down the top pad. Well, outside of Sarilage, Lotus is going to need some levels if they want to compete in these team fights. That is a good Earthquake and an Ice Fang. Florbo taking a lot of damage there, but they're getting a bit overzealous trying to get this KO. Well, they actually did get it. And now it's Sarilage turn. He's getting a lot of burst damage. KOing Zacian. KOing Miraidon. That's a double pickup. Talonflame ulting, but he whiffs. He had him forcing away. He's going to have to leave. Blazy coming in with the assist. And there is the safeguard. All right, it's starting to turn around for DS Amethyst as they're getting their levels and their tools. Machamp has an ult, and he's ready to rock and roll. Give him an excuse. He's about to pick his moment. He found a target, and Machamp ult. Now goes Miraidon. But his wrath is just beginning. Getting these extra cross chops in. And there is the slow roll ult against the almost dead Inteleon. A bit unnecessary, but a KO is a KO. Meanwhile, up top we have Sarilage, who managed to peel away and score 40 of his own. Along with Machamp. A respective 38. There goes top pad. The score is now stabilizing 141 to 182. Machamp getting its levels and its ult charge back. Meanwhile, we have Sarilage trying to Phantom Force away, getting a bit of a speed boost. There's that Earthquake and the Ice Fang getting put towards the other team. There's the Mammo ult. It's going to be living. There's the Zero ult, but he kind of whiffs. Getting a KO on Miraidon. Next on the chopping block is Mammothwine, but everyone's taking so much damage here. Can I get the pickup? Zacian whip its ult. Down goes Umi. Next is Slowbro. Double KO for Inteleon and Sarilage respectively. And one for Machamp. That's all 5. That is an ace. Miraidon ulting. Not going to get much value right there. Kind of whiffed an ult. Would have been better to save this for this push. That's going to be happening at the bottom pad. Talon's Rain can't really rip too fast by himself. It's more of a secure mon. He's going in towards that Inteleon. And Mammo heavily whiffed that Earthquake. He's just going to have to let that one go. More teammates are heading towards the bottom under DF Amethyst side. And the rest of Lotus League team is heading down in pursuit. Machamp weaving in and out with submission. Not quite fighting a moment. We have Mammo just being a big distraction for the team. And he's getting Slowbro ulted. That's a KO on Mammo. But there's the Sarilage ult, and there's Machamp ult. Big damage. Big damage. KO. That's 4 of them. Next is, eject button from Slowbro. He has amnesia. He'll only be able to live this. Might. Well, he actually does. Happy day. Lives to fight another day. Well, that leaves Regidrago all alone for Amethyst here to secure. And there's a lot of farm for both teams. They have Broken Soul 91 coming in. Thanks for the follow, man. All right, Lotus team is making a play for the Regieleki at around the 220 mark. They're gonna have the external pressure of this Mon walking towards the top pad and potentially make it defenseless if it's uncontested. However, we have Amethyst keeping their eye on the prize. They're playing for the objective here at center, and the objective is Groudon. That's more important. Stella's going for a back half, an unnecessary one at that. They don't want to leave a Zacian alone at an objective. With a Talonflame secure. Well, looks like Machamp's gonna have to make its move. There goes the mean look. It has been used. That chap working its way in, and there's the Machamp. And, yep, there it is. Secure from Ceruledge. That should be all she wrote for this set. An ace for Amethyst. Well, that was a fun little set. Had some back and forths. We had a last during the first game with the all defender comp. And now we're gonna let nature take its course. You already know this Ceruledge is the MVP of this team. This man's a one-man cleanup crew. Oh, looks like they're gonna head back to base and chill out. Champ looking for one last ult here. But it looks like the Lotus crew is pretty much all but done here. There's a Machamp, but it gets mean looked. But it's a mute point. And a couple of double KOs here. And that should do it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that should wrap up this set. Final score, 996 to 302. TF's Amethyst wins this promo match. MVP, obviously, the Ceruledge. 320 points scored. That's a lot. That's basically a third. 10 KOs, 11 assists, 90 overall rating. With a 96k damage dealt. This Mon was putting in the work. Well, that should pretty much wrap up today's events. We've had one promo match, we've had a Lotus League match, and we had another promo match. I'm pretty much spent. Well,
doing an amazing job as usual.
thank you. Thanks for having me. Well, there's 3 different games here in this one stream. I'll try to break it up and upload them individually. Look forward to that very soon on the YouTube channel. GX2_Unite. And feel free to watch this rebroadcast on Twitch. Also, GX2_Unite. With that being said, you guys have a good night. Stay hydrated, and remember, take a break from ranked. Peace out. Have fun.